love to ask if broke men should even be dating, but I would argue that lost men definitely don't need to be dating. I was just sitting out of a coffee shop reading my book for like the last 2 hours, and the guy who was working there kept coming outside to like clean up or whatever, and I wasn't paying attention to him because I was sitting outside reading my book. And then he came over, he gave me a coffee, he was like, "Oh, you might need a refill." And I was like, "Okay, thanks." And I was like, "Oh, is he interested in me? I don't care because I'm reading my book." And then he comes out, he makes more conversation. He asks me if I'm from around here. I'm like, "Nah, I'm from DC. I just moved down here for grad school, whatever." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He knows the program that I'm in. We have a little conversation, and I'm like, "Okay, about to go back to reading my book." Then he comes back out. He's like, "Oh, I'm leaving for the day. I just wanted to let you know I thought you were really pretty." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I appreciate that." Because I can just accept a compliment from another human and go on about what I was already doing. I'm not really thinking that much about you, brother, because I'm minding my business, right? Again, y'all be asking the wrong questions of should a man not be dating if he don't have no money? Some of y'all are lost. Y'all don't need to be finding nobody to date. You need to be finding yourself. So he leaves to leave, and I just have a thought like, I feel like I need to go. Something is telling me I need to go. So I start to pack up my stuff. He walks back in, and he was like, "Oh, I forgot something." I don't actually care. I don't need a play by play of your day. I was like, "Okay, do what you got to do." I start to walk back to my car, and I hear him try to say my name. My name is very simple. It's Mila. I just told you what my name was like 2 minutes ago. So now the fact that you don't know the name makes me feel like you're just attracted to me. You're not actually interested in me. You're not actually listening to me at all. So he's like, "Hey, I don't usually do this, but can I get your number?" And I said, "How old are you?" Because he looked a little bit young. He was like, "I'm probably older than you." When he shared his age, I'm like, "Okay, yeah, you are 2 years older than me." And I said, "What are your goals?" Because again, y'all love to say that women only want basketball players or people who are already wealthy and blah, blah, blah. No, a lot of us are open, but a lot of y'all are lost. So he says, "Oh, definitely something better than here." I said, "Okay, something better like what?" And he was like, "Well, I went to Wake Tech for computers and I did." I'm like, "Okay, so then you're not understanding what I'm saying. What is your dream? What is your goals?" And he was like, "Stuck, silence, stuck, could not say a daggone thing." And that be y'all problem. I already told you a little bit about myself. I told you the program that I'm in. Some of the you would see the book that I'm reading by a black woman CEO. And I know where I'm headed. Why in the world would I be what would I be giving you my phone number for? Why in the world would I be giving you my phone number? So by the end of that, I said, "Okay, I have no intention of giving you my number, but thank you for coming over. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day." It's not that y'all just be broke. Y'all be lost. Find yourself first. It's not about whether or not where you are right now. You work at Starbucks. Okay, you may be building a product on the side. You may be trying to go back to school for something, but y'all not trying to do none of that. You're not doing any of that. Date your peers and leave the rest of us alone.
Welcome back to the channel. You see the information on the screen, so you already know what I'm about. So let's get into it. First of all, shout out to JDocs920 for sending me this video. Like I've told you all before, you see my information out there. I do lean more into Instagram as far as, if I'll respond or if I really see it. But you can always send me something if you want me to talk about it and discuss it. So the very first thing I want to make sure is that we're all on the same page because we're using a new word, lost. And honestly, I haven't heard anyone say that. So I'm guessing that is something that she is saying, or maybe that's something new that people are talking about, or maybe I'm just out of the loop. But, no matter what it is, what she means by lost, I'm assuming she is saying lack of ambition, or you don't have your dreams and goals really formulated in your mind in order to make them come true. Okay? So that is what I am going to believe that she is saying. And when it all boils down, that side of her argument, I don't 100% agree with it, but I do agree with it in like the 80% level because I do think there's always varying degrees. All right? The guy knows he wants to do something, but he doesn't know exactly what it is. And she's in school, so he's also right at that age. So I'm guessing somewhere between 20 and 23 years old. And because of that, he is still very young and trying to figure himself out. Now, if he was 30 and he was saying the same thing, I would have a different opinion on that, right? But because he is so young, at least in my belief system, I am going to say that I will give him a little bit of grace. However, if you've been watching my channel for a long period of time, you already know I even encourage the women, okay, find a man whose train engine, the engine of a train, like I said, we've all seen it. Okay, if you ever stopped at, a train, train tracks when the train is going down, the very first thing you know is that there's one set of tracks per train. Okay, one set of tracks per train. And the train engine has to be moving. It has to be moving. See, that's huge, because if you're getting on the subway, or if you're getting on Amtrak, or even if you have goods that are coming in from another place in the world and they're going to utilize this train, the train has to be moving in order for something to happen, for there to be worth, okay, within this system, right? So the man is the engine. He is the first engine of the train. So he needs to be moving toward a destination. And it's very difficult to move towards a destination if you don't know where you're going. So her argument that the man is lost, i.e., he doesn't have ambition, i.e., he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life, is correct. Okay? That part of it is correct. Okay? Because a man needs to be moving towards a goal. If you look at a lot of men's podcasts, what they always encourage men to do is do not chase women, chase your dreams. Go after your dreams, go after your aspirations, and then women will be added onto you as you're going after them, because women are attracted to ambitious men. This is actually true, and it lines up with the non-negotiables, which I'll put on the screen. Okay, because you have the provider piece. And it's hard to provide if you don't know where you're going, so you don't know, what job you're going to do, so you don't know kind of what money you're going to have, right? So it's very important, okay, for all of that to be there. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I say that. But a guy, like I say, that's 22 and a guy that is 32, these are two totally different men. And this is another reason why I'm always encouraging women to date older. Once a woman is like 23, 24, I'll be honest, you need to be dating guys 4 and 5 years older than you. And as you get older, like as a woman gets to like 30, she really needs to expand that. Because that is the way to get to a more mature man that is actually locked in on his goals. He knows what he wants, okay, and stop wasting your time. All right, but that's a whole nother story and video. Now, let's get to the problems that I have with her and her interaction. Okay. First of all, we talk about the non-negotiables, so I'll put them back up. And this man thought she was attractive. He even said he thought she was attractive. But notice how she was not kind and she was not supportive. Notice that. And see, this is that part where people talk about black women and them having an attitude and them not being nice people, because she could have handled this totally differently. But immediately she looked down upon this man, which shows that she really wasn't kind. And again, that she's not really supportive. Okay, because she could have helped him a little bit throughout the whole process. First, she gets annoyed, okay, that he actually even comes up to her because she's reading her book. She doesn't want to be bothered. Then, okay, once he starts to talk to her, it's evident that he is nervous. And she, again, is not kind about it. She's looking at it like, why are you bothering me? You nervous and you this and you that. Okay, I don't like that. And see, this is, again, where the problem is. See, maybe this guy doesn't have his goals and his aspirations right, but he is actually seemingly the type of guy that would have a woman's back in the future. Yet she is disrespecting him. She is turning her nose up at him. She is deciding to basically push him away and then even label him with this term lost. And see, that is where the problem is. Even recently, I had a situation like that where I was talking to a woman. And it's really interesting because it was over the course of a couple of days. I actually talked to two women. one that was black, and I ended up talking to one that was not black. And both of them, really wasn't feeling me, and that's fine. They don't have to feel me. But the black woman was very rude about it. Okay. Even in our conversation, she made it known that she didn't like the way the conversation was going. And she tried to correct it. And she tried to tell me certain things about that. And then when I was dealing with the non-black woman, she just literally said, "Hey, I'm just not interested. Thank you. I hope you have a nice day." Two totally different responses. Both women kind of got what they wanted, but it was two totally different responses based upon how they're acting. The non-black woman was kind in the way that she did it. You don't have to like the person. Okay, you ain't got to bend over backwards for him. As a woman, you don't have to do any, extracurriculars. You don't have to take his number and give him yours. The point here is you don't have to be mean. And so what this lady did was really kind of mean. And maybe her TikTok reaction is not really what happened. Sometimes people kind of exaggerate in their recalling of the story. But all I can do is go by what she said and her attitude as she's saying it. Okay? And that's the whole point. It takes a lot of courage for a man to go up to a woman that he's attracted to. It takes a lot for him to do it. And we live in a society where more and more women are saying, "Why don't men approach? Why don't men approach? Why don't men approach?" Well, that's part of it. You need to be kind to the man when he approaches. And remember, that's one of the tenets of a woman to get her married and actually even to get her liked. Now, I know as well as all of us do that if she really liked the guy, if she thought he was super handsome and very attractive or whatever, she probably would have bent over backwards for him. She probably would have been super nice and kind to him. But the problem is that energy should be for everyone, not just this person that you're super attracted to. And like one of the things that women love to say is they're always saying, "Okay, I'm always going to pay attention to how the man I'm dating, okay, how he interacts with like a waiter or waitress." Well, men actually pay attention to how women interact with everyone. Everyone. Even men that they're not interested in. Like I've heard stories from women that I'm dating and how they're talking about men that they've dated in the past. And sometimes it rubs me the wrong way because it's like the way that they just look down upon them or whatever it was or abuse those men. And it comes off, like I say, that they just are not kind people. They're being kind to me, okay, because right now they like me. Okay, but if we get in an argument or fuss and fight, I am going to get that same energy that they gave those other people that they did not like. And see, this is, again, one of the problems that we have is that people want what they want, and I get that. But then there's still a way to do it, okay, in which you're basically being still kind, loving, supportive, blah, 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 and recognizing that, hey, I had a man that liked me today. That's awesome. He tried his best. He was a little goofy at it. I didn't want to talk to him, but hey, he tried. He shot his shot. And hey, as a woman, you should be excited at least that somebody, paid you attention. And I know some women don't like that, but I'm just being real because it's a huge difference again with women in their 20s because they get it a lot versus women in their 30s and 40s that don't really, especially by the time they get 40s and 50s, I hear from women at that age all the time that they're like, "Man, nobody's talked to me in months." And see, it's that appreciation that is really what the problem is here. So again, thanks for sending the video. That is how I feel about both sides of it because those that follow my channel know I'm always talking about both sides. I try not to lean just on the overt thing, the easy thing, the drama thing, which is what a lot of people lean into. I try to really break it down. So remember, every other Thursday we do Thursday Talks. Please come out for Thursday Talks. It's just a really great way for any of you that are watching to come out and just talk to me and the whole group and actually to give your opinions about different things. You can say you like this video, hated this video, or whatever topic that we're on. You can give your feedback on that. So anyway, please like, please subscribe, and I'm going to see you all in the very next video.